Hello there and welcome to another live chapter reading for Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Today I shall be reading from Limbo by Laura Koerber. Chapter 1. Elise and Trey. Elise watched Trey drift across the dry grass, his long legs dangling like laundry from a clothesline. She had seen him float by before, up the dirt road towards the line of willows that edged the river, back down a dirt road to the village, up again. Trey was gregarious, but not talkative. He probably wanted someone to invite him to hang around for a while, just hang in mutual silence. He was nearly past her shack when she called out to him, "Hey, Trey." He pivoted slowly, his head ducked down. Trey was shy. "Where are you headed?" She knew as soon as the words left her mouth that she'd asked the wrong question. Trey had no destination. He shrugged, just looking down at the dirt and grass. "Just taking a walk." She said, "I'm just sitting here." That's all she could offer. Trey floated up to her front steps, letting his legs drift through the grass. He hung in the air uncertainly until she asked, "Do you want to sit down?" It seemed like she ought to give him something, a Coke, water or beer, since he was an adult, but the social niceties of life no longer applied. Trey draped himself on the steps, his bare feet in the dirt. He gave her a small smile. "So, how are you doing?" His voice was gritty, full of the dust and scrub of Texas. She shrugged, then decided to tell the truth, or something close to it. "I'm okay most of the time, because what else can you do? But sometimes I'm really, really pissed off, and it sucks, okay? Not fair." "Yeah," he said with genuine sympathy. "You're just a young thing, and you ain't been here that long." "Yeah," she looked down at her long legs, once brown and muscular, an athlete's legs, now vague and grey. Trey's legs sagged alongside hers, his feet plopped to the side. With a twinge of shame, Elise remembered that she was talking to a man who had been quadriplegic. She said, I know I didn't get screwed up any more than a lot of other people, but still I got screwed." "Yeah," said Trey again with resignation. He had been depressed in life, and being dead had not improved his mood. Fortitude was both a virtue and a vice in Trey. Maybe that was why no one really wanted to hang with him. It was like a sad old dog. Elise wanted to kick something or somebody. She wanted to rage at God, if there was one. She glazed over the line of shacks out across the yellow foothills towards the distant mountains, a dull greyish blue under the faded sun. The leaves of willows were silvery green and flashed in the light wind, the only brightness in the landscape. She realised that she liked the silvery flashes. Then she thought, is that a blessing? One of those purported tender mercies the preacher yapped about? Or just something pretty that God hadn't got round to messing up yet? If she let herself think about religion, she got very bitter, and the bitterness hurt. The weird thing was, she had not been brought up to be religious at all, so God, if there was one, had not failed to meet her expectations. Trey, raised in a Bible-believing church, was stranded in limbo, but had no anger. Elise leaned forward, her shoulders tightening. Trey shifted uneasily, embarrassed at his inability to comfort her. She thought, screw him, he doesn't know anything any more than anyone else. She didn't have a lot of friends in the village. Some of the villagers were locked into depression or chronic grumpiness, or had the frenzied look of religious fanaticism. They were all older than her, and she was seriously thinking of moving elsewhere. But Jack the Traveller said that the road only led away, and no one could ever come back. He also said the places he'd been to weren't much different from where they were. It was all basically the same. Wooden shacks in some places, tents or run-down tract houses in other places, but always villages of ghosts hanging around, exiled from the living. In between villages, the countryside was about the same everywhere too. Low, gently rounded hills, meandering rivers, groves of trees, impossibly distant mountains, and a vast blue sky. Jack had tried to get to the mountains once, but they just kept moving farther and farther away. Their village was a raggle-taggle series of dried-out, shriveled-up wooden shacks, paint long gone. Maybe the buildings had been like that from the day of creation, or maybe once there had been paint, nails, and a possibility of repairs. If the people of the village were supposed to improve the properties, then God was seriously remiss for failing to provide them with the wherewithal. On the other hand, no one had any reason to improve anything. They really didn't need buildings after all. They could all be hunting the sagebrush, and it wouldn't make any difference in terms of physical well-being. She had the cabin on the far western edge of the village. It was hers because no one else wanted it. just steps leading to an open door, one main room, and a collapsed back bedroom. She wished she could do something to brighten it up. The splintery brown walls were like a rebuke, as if she had done something to deserve being exiled from all she loved and from all she had expected from life. Abruptly, Elise stood up, an action that still felt strange. No pushing with hands or feet, no feeling of gravity, she just wafted upwards. Trey joined her. "Let's go," she said. "Go where?" Trey asked. "How about to the river?" I hope you enjoyed that chapter reading and that you'll go check out the book. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.